Hey, hello there. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Amigos, friends from all over the world. Maayong buntang. I just returned from the Philippines. This is 2023. And that's the only word I pick up from Mindanao. So my wife and I went to Mindanao for our very first time. My wife is a Luzonian. We traveled to Visayas a couple of times. But this was actually the first time we traveled from Manila to Davao. Beautiful city, Davao. I got videos of that. You could check that out. But anyway, just returned back to New York. And I've decided, you know what? Let me do a remake of a video that I did in January. No, I actually believe, I think it's maybe March 2020. During the pandemic, I did that video. Now, I had just returned from the Philippines in January 2020. I got here just like a couple of days before they shut down everything. I can clearly remember that. All right, so this video is a repeat of what I did 3 years ago. The 10 best airlines you can fly from the United States of America to the Philippines. The Philippines, okay? Now, if this is the first time you're coming across this handsome face, let me introduce myself, all right? My name is Yao Fosu. I've been traveling back and forth to the Philippines for over what? A decade. Now, if you don't know what a decade is, that's 10 solid years. I've been traveling to the Philippines for more than 10 years, okay? I'm not some new passport bro. I've been doing it for a long time, all right? My wife is a Filipina. I have family over there. And basically, I've been going back and forth, okay? Sometimes during the heyday, sometimes I used to go 3-4 times in a year. I've been living that life, going back and forth. So I have got the chance to travel with several different airlines, okay? I actually did the calculation and I have traveled with approximately 10 plus 4, 14 different airlines to the Philippines, right here from New York and California, all right? So, now that I've done the introduction, let me get straight to the point. All right, now, 3 years ago, I gave 10 good solid airlines. Now, after the pandemic, I've been traveling back and forth. Okay, I've been doing it again. And I've used different airlines. So, some of the numbers that you heard, some of the airlines that you heard from 3 years ago, it's changed. All right? So, let me get to it. The top 10 airlines. All right? Now, if you're going to the Philippines and you're a budget traveler, I'm going to give you three airlines that you should use from New York, or maybe you live out there in Cali. I don't know about the southern states, but if you're on the East Coast or the West Coast, I'm going to give you three different airlines that you can fly from the US through China and Korea to the Philippines that you can save money with, all right? Okay. Now, I'm going to give you the airlines and the experiences that I had with them. Now, for the budget airlines, number 10 is Air China. Now, I had an interesting experience with Air China some years ago. Now, I flew with them right here from New York to Shanghai, and then Shanghai to Manila. But what I didn't know was we was going to have some kind of, what do you call it? You know, I thought the flight was supposed to be directly from New York to Shanghai, but oh no. fell asleep like 3-4 hours into the flight. Woke up and guess where? In Anchorage, Alaska. Yeah, Anchorage, Alaska. Air China make fuel stop in Anchorage, Alaska. At least from my experience, that's what happened. Okay? We flew from JFK in a beautiful 747-8. Beautiful, beautiful aircraft. But they didn't tell us they were going to make a fuel stop. So we landed in Anchorage. So thanks to Air China, I have actually seen Alaska. All right, so let me move on from number 10. Now number 9. Number 9 is another Chinese airline. You can fly to the Philippines if you want to save money. Number 9 is China Southern. Now, China Southern for a Chinese airline is lovely. I had a flight with them from New York to Guangzhou, and then Guangzhou to Manila. It was lovely. They got great food. Their service was not bad. I mean, from New York to Guangzhou, Airbus A380, humongous plane, and it was full. All right, and guess what? Let me give you a little secret. If you flying to the Philippines through China, don't be surprised when you see a bunch of Indian people. I'm sorry to say this, but don't be surprised you're going to see a bunch of Indian people in Air China and China Southern. Why? Because it's cheap. All right? I mean, no offense to Indian people, but they love the cheap airlines. All right? And then from Guangzhou to Manila, they put you in a 737. I like China Southern. It was awesome. Okay? Now, number 8. Let's move on to number 8. Number 8 was Asiana Airlines. Now, Asiana is a Korean airline. Okay, now I flew Asiana from right here in New York to Seoul Incheon, and guess what? Airbus A380. That was a lovely flight too. Decent Korean food. It was awesome. All right, and then from my memory, Asiana, they put you in a smaller aircraft. I think it was an Airbus A320 from Incheon to Manila. It was all right, but I was expecting a bigger aircraft. Okay, now let's move on to number 7. From number 7 to number 4. That's when the prices goes up. Okay? Number 7 is Cathay Pacific of Hong Kong. I had a beautiful flight with Cathay Pacific from New York to Hong Kong. Possibly one of the longest flights I've ever taken in my life. Okay, it was like 16 hours, 15 minutes from what I remember. From New York to Hong Kong is not a joke. Right? You fly, this is the only airline that flies straight north from New York. You overfly entire New York State, over the Great Lakes, overfly the entire Canadian country from south to north. You overfly the North Pole. This is not a joke. You overfly the North Pole, get into Russia and Siberia, into Mongolia, overfly the entire Mongolia, overfly the entire country of China from north to south before you get into Hong Kong. Almost 16 and a half hours. Okay, Cathay Pacific was not a joke, but it was worth it. All right? From Hong Kong, the positive about Cathay Pacific is from Hong Kong to Manila is just 2 hours, and your layover is very short. So it was awesome. Okay, the price was high, but it was worth it. All right. Now, number 6. Number 6 is Korean Airlines. Korean, yes. Korean is awesome. I had a flight with them from New York to Seoul Incheon, 747, Boeing 747-8. Beautiful, beautiful aircraft. Okay, lovely flight. Got to Korea, Incheon, and then from Incheon to Manila, they put you on a 777. I have a video of that on my channel. Check it out, and you'll see. Beautiful, beautiful video. Okay, check it out. All right. Now coming back with Korean, woo, that was interesting. See, that's when, if anybody knows, in January 2020, I was in the Philippines when, if you ever heard of the Taal volcano, the day before I was supposed to come back to New York, the volcano went off. Holy crap. So the next day, we went to Manila Airport. The flight is canceled. Korean, I'm a little mad about this because some airlines were putting their passengers in hotels and whatnot. Korean was like, you on your own. I mean, it wasn't just Korean though, to be honest. There were a lot of airlines that gave the middle finger to the passengers, and a bunch of people. This is the first time I ever seen people sleeping on the floor in Manila Airport. It was disgusting. Okay, but you know, thank God, my wife has a home just an hour away from Manila, so we went back, and then 3 days later, they flew me from New York, not straight back to New York, but to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta to New York, they put me on Delta, which was, anyway, that's another story. So Korean is good for number 6. Now, number five is Emirates. Now, I know, Emirates should be closer to be number 1 or 2 because Emirates is so beautiful, right? But the cons about Emirates is it is so freaking expensive. That's why I'm putting it at number 5. Emirates is ridiculously expensive if you're flying it to the Philippines. I done flown Emirates from New York to Manila and also from New York to Accra, Ghana. And both times, the price is way up there. I mean, I don't understand it. That's one of the most expensive airlines. But if you look at it, if you compare their service to the price, you know, it's almost there. It's a beautiful, beautiful airline, okay? Now, flying from New York to Dubai is not a joke, okay? It's 12 hours. 12 hours from New York to Dubai. The layover in Dubai was like 3 hours, and then from Dubai to Manila was like I think 8.5 or whatever. I think 8.5, 9 hours. It's been a while, so I don't remember. Anyway, Emirates is lovely, great service, great food. Emirates got money. Their aircrafts are beautiful. A380, the most beautiful A380 I've ever been in, from New York to Dubai. And then they put you on a 777, another beautiful aircraft. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful 777 from Dubai to Manila. Coming back the same way. 777 to from Manila to Dubai, and then A380 back to New York. Emirates is beautiful, all right? Now, number four. See, 3 years ago, I had these guys as number 2, but after traveling, you're gonna see why. You're gonna see why Philippine Airlines have lost two spots from number 2 to number 4. Now, if you're a Filipino, don't get angry at me, okay? Philippine Airlines is beautiful. It's a beautiful airline. I've actually flown Philippine Airlines twice to the Philippines from New York, right? The first time I did it, I did the direct flight. As beautiful as Philippine Airlines is, it was one of my worst flight experience, not because of the airline, but because of where I was sitting. I was in the middle seat, in the middle row. And that's like almost a 17-hour flight from New York to Manila. And it was terrible for me. Great service, great food and all that, but because of where I was sitting, I was so uncomfortable. All right? But Philippine Airlines is good, but it is super, super expensive. Okay? Second time I flew Philippines, I did it the right way. Okay? Before I did my booking, I made sure I'm gonna get the seats I want, window seats, so I can sleep. And I did it the right way. If you want to fly Philippine Airlines from New York or LA, San Francisco, to the Philippines, fly, listen to me, don't do the direct flight. Fly from New York or LA to Vancouver. Okay? And then, they have a layover in Vancouver, and then from Vancouver to Manila. That's a better way to travel with Philippine Airlines. Okay? The direct flight, I don't even know if they still do the direct flights, but the direct flights was a killer. Alright? So, Philippines gets to be number 4 now. Now, number 3. I just came back on number 3. I flew Qatar Airways. Now, Qatar is beautiful. Okay? Qatar Airways is beautiful. I got a video of it. Check my channel. If you're new here, check my channel. You're going to see most of the videos I'm talking about. I got videos to prove them. Okay? Qatar Airways is beautiful. Alright? The only thing that disappointed me about Qatar Airways was I was expecting to get this out of my. I was expecting to get my mind blown when I reached Doha, because I had been hearing so much stuff about the airport, that Doha Airport is one of the best airports in the world and blah blah blah. So I was like, yo, that's the main reason why I wanted to fly Qatar, to see what it's gonna look like, right? I got to Doha, and frankly, I was a bit disappointed. I got a video of that too. Please check it on my channel. You see what I'm talking about. Because I've been seeing and hearing people on YouTube and other places comparing Doha to Singapore. And I'm like, yo, I've been to Singapore twice, and I know Singapore airport is the best in the world. So they were comparing Doha's airport to it, and I'm like, okay, I gotta see this for myself. I got there. Look, don't get me wrong. Doha's airport is beautiful. But can you compare it to Singapore? No freaking way, man. I mean, you can't even compare Doha, as far as I'm concerned, to Dubai. Okay, so I don't know who in their right mind was talking about Doha's Hamad Airport being the best in the world. That is total garbage. All right? From New York to Doha, 777, beautiful. Qatar Airways have beautiful planes, just like Emirates. From Doha to Manila, another 777. I have a video of it. Beautiful scenery landing into Manila. Please check it out. All right? Now coming back, I just got back less than a week ago with Qatar Airways. From Manila to Doha, beautiful, no incident. Only thing that pissed me off a little bit is through security in Doha is a hassle. You know what I'm saying? It's like they got these freaking Indians and my African brothers that are happy to get a job, and they search the crap out of you. Like, come on. I mean, we are transit passengers. We shouldn't be going through security like that. But, that's their thing. So, whatever. So Qatar Airways gets to be number 3. Okay? Now, number two. Last year, I did Singapore Airlines. Now, Singapore is if not the best, one of the best in the world. Okay, flying from New York, I have a video of that too. Check it out. Landing in in Frankfurt. You fly from New York to Frankfurt, Germany. Beautiful. Dankeschön. That's one word I pick up from Germany. Dankeschön. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful A380 from New York to Frankfurt. Okay. When you get to Frankfurt, they let you get out of the plane. They clean it, do whatever, and then within an hour you're back on board again. Then you take off from Frankfurt. From New York to Frankfurt was like 7.5 hours, and then from Frankfurt to Singapore was 13 hours. 13. But Singapore is so comfortable. You don't even feel it. It was beautiful. All right. You get to Singapore, the layover was like 2 hours, and then they put you in a A350 from Singapore. I have a video of that too, taking off from Singapore to Manila. I have a beautiful video of that too. If you check my channel, you see what I'm talking about. It shows the the city background and everything from my window seat. It's lovely. Check that out. From Singapore to Manila was like 3.5 hours. Beautiful flight too. All right. Coming back from Manila with Singapore Airlines, they put us in a Dreamliner from Manila to Singapore, and then A380 from Singapore to Frankfurt, and then the same plane from Frankfurt to New York. So Singapore, I love it. As much as I love Singapore, it didn't get to be number one. Now, number one, should I hit the drum? Let me hit the drum roll for that. Boom, boom, boom. I said it 3 years ago, and I'm going to say it again. If you're flying from New York, California, Dallas, Chicago, anywhere that there's a hub airport in the States, if you're flying to not just the Philippines, but anywhere in Asia, I highly recommend, for the best bang for your money, you fly ANA of Japan. My favorite airline to fly to anywhere in Asia. Okay, listen, the Japanese don't play. All right, the Japanese are masters. I'm going to repeat, they are masters of service. I've flown ANA twice to the Philippines through Tokyo Narita, and man, I remember the first time I ever touched ground on Japanese soil with ANA to Narita. I was blown out of my mind just at the airport. The technology you will see just at the airport will blow your mind, okay? Listen, ANA is number one. They got great aircraft, Boeing 777s from New York to Tokyo Narita. Great food, respectable cabin crew. I don't know what else to say about ANA, okay? The layover in Tokyo was like 2.5, 3 hours. They put you in a beautiful Dreamliner from Tokyo to Manila. It is just, look, I have flown 14 different airlines to the Philippines several times, okay? And I'm telling you, when it comes to service or the best bang for your buck, there's no comparison to ANA. That's why it's number one on my list, and I'm telling you, it will always be number one on my list until I see something different. ANA is just, it's just the ish. It is. It's just the ish. Okay? Look, I done flown the cheapest airlines, which of course didn't make my list. I done flown China Eastern when I first, this was like almost 12 years ago when I first started going to the Philippines. I used to fly China Eastern. Okay? I done flown, one time I even flew Malaysian. Nothing against Malaysian, it's a beautiful airline, but it just couldn't make my list. Okay, listen, there's no comparison when it comes for your dollar to Asia. No other airlines is worth it but ANA. That's my word and I'm sticking to it. Okay? If this is the first time you're coming across this handsome guy, check out my videos. Alright? I got lots of videos. I don't want to say aviation geek, but I've been traveling since I was a child. Okay? I've done traveled to South America, Africa, Asia, Europe, and of course here in North America. I've been to Canada, here in US, Mexico. Okay, listen, I am a world traveler and a somewhat aviation geek. So my name is Yalfosu. If you like my channel, give it a thumbs up, like it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be one of them bum ass Negroes that's, please buy me a coffee or whatever. No, I got a job, I work, okay, and I travel. So, cheers.